Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Cemetery by Silverchair from their Freak Show album. It's a pretty easy song for the most part. Some of it's not going to sound right unless you have a second or possibly third guitarist, because there's a fair amount of overdubs in certain places. But for the most part, it's an easy song. The only thing you need to know before we get started is that it's in drop D tuning. So match your low E to your D string, and then we can get started. Okay, so the song starts right into the verse riff, and it's a pretty easy sort of cycling pattern, and all it is a C chord followed by an E minor. So the C will be 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret D string, and 1st fret B string, like so. And the E minor, using your middle ring and pinky fingers, you go to the 2nd fret on the low E, A, and D strings, and leave the top 3 open, like so. So we're basically going to be going from C to E minor, C to E minor, back and forth like that. But the pattern sort of goes like this. And so on. So it's when you are fretting the C chord, you kind of go from the 3rd fret A to the 2nd fret D, back to the 3rd fret A, and then you hit the 1st fret B with the open G, and then lift your finger off the 1st fret and hit them again. So, and then sort of back to 3rd fret A, 2nd fret D again at the end. So, and it's very loose, so if you miss strings or whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. So, and then from that, you go to the E minor, and you kind of do it in the same way, except you're going from low E to D, back to low E, and then the high strings. And then D string, A string, D string, like so. And it just goes back and forth like that. And so on. So that's the verse riff in a nutshell. And then at the end of the verse riff there's like a pre-chorus, which is weird because right after the pre-chorus it goes back into another verse. But I'll show you that next. So the pre-chorus is very simple. It's going to be basically going from A minor to C, but the A minor is going to have a bunch of suspended little things to it that I'll show you. But so the A minor is going to be 2nd fret on the D and G strings, 1st fret on the B string, like so. So this is kind of how it goes. So, and as you can see, you're just kind of lifting your 1st finger off the B string, putting your pinky finger on the B string between the 1st and 3rd frets. So it's just kind of, so you leave the 1st fret B open, back on the 3rd fret B string, and then 1st and open, and then you just strum the C chord once and let it ring. And that's all there is to the pre-chorus. So from there it goes back into a verse, So you go back to the, back to the C to E minor. And the only extra little bit here is every once in a while you'll hear the C chord do this. So instead of just going first and open, you'll go third, first, and open. And so on. So that's it for those two parts, and from there we'll be going into the chorus riff. Oh, one more thing. I forgot, on the second verse riff you will hear an overdub in the background, which will be this. So it's just 11 on the G string and hammer onto 12 and then back to 11. And that goes throughout the second verse riff. So let's go into the chorus riff now. Alright, so the chorus is going to start on the E minor. Then it goes to a D, which is 2nd fret G, 3rd fret B, and 2nd fret high E, like so. So once again, E minor to D. And then to the C. Back to the D for one shot, and then back to the E minor. So I'll try to move so you can see the strumming, how I'm doing it, but it's basically so that cycles for the chorus. So after the chorus there will be an interlude, and this is where all the overdubs start coming in, but we'll start with the rhythm pattern and then we'll get into the rest of that after. Okay, so this interlude is basically the only reason why you actually need this song in drop D. So it's going to start, it's all going to be 3-note power chords that you can play with one finger on the bottom 3 strings. So it starts with the E on the 2nd fret, and then you'll slide up to the 7th fret, and then 5th fret, and then open. But here's how you do it. So 2, 7, 5, and then open. And then you'll go 2, 7, 5, 3 for the second part. So 2, and that cycles, and that'll create the rhythm for this interlude. So slowly. And so on. So, as you'll notice, this is the part with all the string instrumentation and all that stuff. I'm just going to be showing you what the guitars are doing. So, you'll hear as the rhythm goes. So that's on the G string, and you slide up to 12. Then 11, and then 9. And then as the rhythm continues, it will go on the D string, 9, 9 hammer onto 10, and then 10 on the B string, and then 9 on the D string twice. So the first part, once again. So the second part starts the same way, and it pretty much goes the same way for the next little bit of it, except 9, 9 hammer onto 10, but there's no B string this time, so it just goes. And then directly after that, you'll go to 7 on the G string and 8 on the B string, and you'll play it like so. So 7 on the G, 8 on the B, open high E, and then 8 on the B again, and let that all ring out. And then you'll slide up to 9 and 10 on the G and B strings and play that pattern again. Back down to 7 and 8. And then at the end of it, you'll go 9 on the G, slide up to 11, and 12 on the B. Sorry, so it'll go 9 slide up to 11 with your 12 on the B, and open high E. And then hit the 11 on the G again, slide back down to 9, and then 10 on the B, and open high E. So that's a little confusing, but basically the whole interlude, as the rhythm plays, will go like this. So obviously that doesn't match the rhythm, but if you listen to the song, you'll hear it and you'll be able to match up those parts. So from there, we go back into the chorus riff, I believe. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. From there, we go back into the verse riff, except there's no singing, it's just and while that's playing, this will be going on in the background. So it'll be going from 12 on the G and 13 on the B with an open high E, down 1 fret. So 11 and on the G and 12 on the B, played like so. So that goes on through the extra verse riff, and then it goes back into the chorus. And so on. So when it gets to the end of the last chorus, you'll let the C chord ring out. And then you're going to play the first half of the verse riff, so just the C chord, over and over again like so. While that's playing, you'll do the 12 and 13 up here. the song will end on the E minor, so you just kind of arpeggiate it. And then strum it from top to bottom. To which the higher part of the guitar, instead of going 12-13, will be back down to 11 and 12. And that's it for the song. Anyway guys, hope that was a decent lesson for you. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.